Okay, we're here today interviewing this man for his honor,
Yeah.
honor for World War II. He's a veteran for World War II.
I was drafted in the Army in 1943, May the 3rd of 1943. And I got my first lesson on the bus going to Camp Cross. This older guy was on there. I was just, I wasn't 19 yet then. And he was messing with a deck of cards.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, he told me, he knew that I didn't know nothing. He said, pick out one of these cards. And I did. He said, don't tell me what it is, stick it back in the deck. And he shuffled them up and went through them again, started turning them over and turning them over. And he turned over the one I picked out and went on by it about 4 cards. And he said, now the next card I turn over is going to be the one you picked out. I said, well, to myself, I said, that's impossible. It's already down there. And he said, do you want to bet any money? I can't do it. I had $10 is all I had to my name. I said, I bet you $10 the next card you turn over won't be it. He reached down, turned that card over, and I picked out that he had done gone past. That's what moved me. And I gave him the $10, and he said, I'm gonna give you $10 back. Said, you young and easy to get tricked. Said, don't bet on nobody else's trick. And I didn't the whole time I was in service. That learned me a lesson, a good lesson.
That's a good one.
The last $10 I had, and that was a lot of money back in '43.
Oh, I imagine so.
And I didn't drink, didn't smoke, and I took it up in the Army a little bit, but not much.
Mm-hmm.
And Dad said, if you boys or any of you youngins goes off and get in trouble, don't call me to get you out. I didn't get you in there, get yourself out.
There you go. That's the best way to do it.
Well, I believe from the bottom of my heart, if I got in trouble and called Dad, he'd come and got me out. I was the oldest boy. But I didn't believe it enough to try it. And after I come home from service, he told me, I was single. He said, you can still live here just like you did beforehand, but you got to live by my rules. I said, well, I did before I left, I can now. And I'm glad I did. I run around some, and later on I met up with a boy that finished school with me got picked up in the Battle of the Bulge, and he stayed 4 months at a German prison camp. And I stayed a little over 10 months. Mm-hmm. And he was a big old rough boy, and drank and done everything imaginable. And me and him run up together one night, and well, we went off and got drunk, picked up a couple of girls, and stayed with them till 4 o'clock in the morning, and I went home, and I parked by a 39 Ford at a different place. If I'd have parked it where I'd been parking, Dad wouldn't have known it. But he got up to go to work and went out there and seen my car a different place, and he looked it over. And I had vomit all over the driver's side of the car and on the running board. Didn't even know it. I don't know how I got home. And but anyhow, he come back in the house and got me with a foot and just jerked me off the bed and let me fall in the floor like a tree falling. I looked up at him, I said, Pop, what's the matter with you? You gone crazy? He said, get up, boy, come out here. I went out there, he said, look at that. I said, ain't you ashamed of that? I said, yeah, I am. I'm ashamed of it. I didn't know I'd done that. And he stood there a little bit and said, I'm not going to run you off this time. I'm going to give you another chance. But if you ever do that again, you got to get another place to live. He meant it too. And let me show you a picture of my dad and my mama. My mama was a pretty woman. Well, Dad wasn't bad, but he was sort of short. And there they are. That's 1930s when that was made. And if you don't think my mama was pretty, look her over.
She was.
And Pep was, I could hold my arm out and he could walk on. But you didn't see that either.
He's true.
That's Mom and Dad.
Wow.
And they was tough on us, but that's
Yeah,
good.
that's good.
I wish Paris was allowed to be that tough now.
That's right.
You know what he disciplined us with?
What's that?
A 3-ply razor strap,
Really?
where he strapped the straight razor on.
Oh, wow.
And boy, that would
Mm.
set your hind end on fire.
I would imagine so. That's worse than the belt of the paddle. It sounds like.
Anyway,
Where were you born and when were you born?
man, what did you say?
When and where were you born?
When did I wear my uniform?
Where,
Yeah.
where were you born?
I was in the Army.
When were you born?
Yeah.
Oh, when was I born? I don't hear good in the morning.
I'm
you
sorry.
gotta be loud.
I went to Dr. Renfro out there Friday, had an appointment, just a checkup. And I told him, first thing I told him, I said, my ears had got wax in them, I need it washed out. So they went on, and I thought about it again when I was on the way home. I didn't get my ears washed out.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna go back tomorrow and get that done, I think. Anyway, I was born 9/30/24. When I found out the Japs had bombed Pearl Harbor, me and some Norman boys, their daddy used to sell watermelon down here at the Peter Harrison place on the side of 64. They was raised on a rent farm right at Jordan, what little farm my daddy had. The farm was owned by Judge Hall Sink, Superior Court Judge.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked for him some on his farm. When we get dead work all done, well, we make a little change working for somebody else. And after I got married, moved to Davie County, he come up here to be whole court. And I had got pulled for jury. And when he called my name, or when the solicitor called my name out, or the prosecutor, whatever, it was Hall from Yankton County.
Oh, wow.
I forget his first name. The judge just stopped the court. Said, are you the Harold Frank that worked with me some over there? Ed Frank's boy? I said, yes, sir. Said, come over here. He talked to me a while, just forgot about having court. And he said, when we adjourn for dinner, I want you to go to dinner with me and Mr. Hall.
Yeah.
I said, okay. And he wouldn't let me sit on jury because I was special deputy then. That's what I done down at the high school. Keep the peace down there and never arrested a youngin'. But I talked to him and told him, I said, now you're getting a break. If I have to talk to you again, you're going to jail. And I had no trouble out of youngin'. All of them was good down at Davie High. When you can talk to anybody and keep them out of jail, you're doing pretty good talking, or they are listening one. And I worked down there for 24 years, and Bill Wooten wanted to make me you know Bill Wooten, he's ex-highway patrol, and he got elected sheriff.
Oh, wow.
He sat right there in my swing and begged me to swear back in as a special deputy for him. That's what I was, special. And I couldn't give up my job at Reynolds to be a regular. And he talked me into going, I wasn't going to work for him, but he talked me into it, and I was commander of the VFW post down there across the water plant. And they asked me about having the law enforcement meeting down there. I said, yeah, you can have it down there. We need somebody to have some meetings down there. And the first thing that dude done, now he knowed all about me before he ever sweared me in. He got up in front of all the rest of the law enforcement in Davie County, and there were several of them men, highway patrols and so forth, deputy sheriffs, and said, Harold, said, I don't want to get embarrassed by you getting caught at a cockfight. That was my sport. And said, if you get caught, you'll embarrass me. Well, now he knowed I was fighting roosters before he ever asked me to come back in. Mm-hmm. And me and George Smith and the other sheriffs before him had an understanding that I fought chickens. Mm-hmm. And love it. I still got them, some of them. And but I'm scared to fight them now. It's a felon. Mm-hmm. If I get caught for a felon now, they take my Social Security and take my voting rights and maybe take more than that. And if I take you along as a spectator, you get caught, it's a felon if you get caught. That ain't right, cause it ain't. Well, let me say this. I went every other Saturday from Thanksgiving to the 4th of July for 65 years. And never seen two men get in a fight. Seen some cuss fights. Seen one man hit another and we jumped up in the pit and stopped it before it got any further. And he apologized for hitting that man. And they wasn't even mad at each other after that. But Peter and the Humane Society told so many lies on us, and they give so much money to the Congress in Washington. 300 of us went up there to try to get that law killed. It was in the Agriculture Committee. And I was one of the guys that could talk. And I got to go in there and talk to the congressman and all. But Patelli, I forget his first name, but the head of the Humane Society, he got up and told me we doped the chickens and everything to make them fight, and done this and done that, and we sold dope, and I ain't never took a draw off a marijuana cigarette. And I tried to tell the congressman that he was lying, we didn't do that, and they let 12 of us speak to the congressman and all, and well, I've never been charged with any kind of crime except I got caught up there in Virginia for fighting roosters. It was misdemeanor. It cost me $100 to cost the court. And about 2 or 3 months later, me and an elderly man from up at Cador, between here and the mountains somewhere up there, was sitting on the tailgate of his truck drinking a beer. Hadn't even been in the place yet. And the law run up out of the woods and they grabbed me and said, you that same deputy we got up here a while back. We're going to take you inside and charge you. And told Mr. I can't think of his name right now, but anyway, said, you get in your truck and leave. Well, he was just guilty as I was. We was sitting there drinking one beer. That's all I ever drink, one at a time. Or one mixed drink. So I can handle one, but if I get more of that, I might get drunk and get in trouble. But anyway, me and my wife went to court in Martinville, Virginia, when the court case come up. And she went with me. We both had on cowboy clothes. I bought her Jetson boots and a cowboy suit, and that's what I wore all the time at Reynolds. And they called me Cowboy over there. But anyway, we got out of my van and started toward the courthouse, and the camera got on us and stayed on us to went to the courthouse door. I said, boy, they're going to throw it at me today. And my wife was scared half to death. And that's her picture up there, and that's her picture over here on this big. And me and her together. Anyway, they tried to. They had slipped an undercover man in there, and he bet with us. He didn't bet with me, because I just betted on my own chickens. I didn't have money enough to bet on other men's chickens. I betted on mine. And he bet with some of the other fellas, and he had chickens, and he was the undercover man. But we didn't think about him being an undercover man. Anyway, they tried two guys for gambling, not chicken fight, but gambling. They had charged them with chicken fight and tried them for gambling. Charged them $40 apiece. And then they called my case. And the judge wanted to know how you plead. I said, not guilty, Your Honor. He said, how you mean not guilty? You was there, wasn't you? I said, yes, sir, I was there. But I plead not guilty on the grounds that they discriminated against me. Oh, he like fell out of his seat. And the prosecutor, he laughed out loud. And I said, Your Honor, if you give me a few minutes, I'll explain what I'm talking about. And I told him what had happened, to let the other man go and charge me. I said, that's got to be discrimination. And they had took all my spurs and everything I had pertaining to chicken fighting. And The old judge sat there a little bit and rapped on the bench, said, "Case dismissed due to discrimination." That's the only case I ever knowed of that anybody got out of chicken fighting for discrimination. But it was a fact.
Yeah.
And my wife said, "How do you think about that?" I said, "Well, I've listened. I've been around." And my nephew is a district attorney for Davie and Davidson County, Gary Frank. He's strict, boy.
Mm-hmm.
He's told me several times, "You better get out of that chicken fighting." I don't fight them more. I sell them. It ain't against the law to sell them. I got a few down there in the pasture now, and I never did like to play golf. I tried it, but I wasn't good at it. But I was good at chicken fighting. I went up there and won 16 fights in a row before I lost a fight. And when I started after I got out of the army and bought me some chickens from Lord Minor in Cornell, Illinois, I didn't know to do nothing about it. But I tried hard at everything I ever do.
That's good.
Anybody that lives in this country and ain't afraid of working can have anything they want
Sir.
if they'll get a job and go to work. I started at Reynolds for 80 cents an hour.
Oh, really?
Quit the Dixie Furnace Company and was making, well, there wasn't but two guys in there making more money than I was in the machine room. And that was the superintendent and the boss man. And I was making more than anybody else, so I could run anything they had. And I loved that work. But they brought a guy in and me and him couldn't get along, and I knew that if I stayed there, I'd go whoop him, and he'd go whoop me one. And then we both lose our job. So I went to Reynolds and walked in the employment office over there and started over there to talk to somebody, and Mr. Dalton was the greeter. He caught me by the shoulder and turned me around, headed me back towards the door and said, "Young man, we ain't hired nobody in 2 weeks." I said, "Well, I hate to hear that, because I want a job over here." I said, "Mr. Pondexter over there sent for me to come in." The reason I know Mr. Pondexter, he was one of the guys hiring people in there, and he had his name on his desk plate. That's all I know about it. He just turned me around and said, "Mr. Ponder sent for you, you go over there." That man was about to fall over a chair laughing. He said, "Did I send for you?" I said, "I hope you did. Don't I done lied to this man." He said, "Sit down. Do a little writing and a little figure for me." Now, I ain't bragging, but I did have a good handwriting and could figure pretty good. He said, "Well, I don't know where I could put you right now, but if you go uptown, fool around a couple of hours and come back, I'll have you a job." And he did, working in the shipping division. And I stayed there 31 years and retired.
Oh, wow.
Been retired since 1982.
Really?
I took early retirement. I've been retired 37 years. That's a record, I reckon. But anyway, I'm doing. Go ahead and ask me what you want to. I'm
What you
talking.
got there? You're fine.
You know, I used to couldn't talk.
Yeah.
I was bashful,
Yeah.
but I got out of that in service.
All right, so one of our next questions is, what were you doing before you became a part of World War II?
What was I doing in World War II?
Well,
What
Before
were you
World
doing
War II.
before World War II?
What did you do before you got enlisted?
I worked at Little Yadkin Finishing Company down on the river down there where you go out of Davidson County into Salisbury.
Mm-hmm.
On the second shift, and I started when I was 16 years old down there. I had to get a work permit. Rode my bicycle 17 miles down there to get a job. Old 2-speed bicycle. And but anyway, they hired me, and I liked to work. And if they'd let me, I'd work 16-hour shift.
Oh wow.
I'd go home and get a little rest and go back the next night. I wasn't afraid of work. Never was. So if you do a good job wherever you go, you got no trouble with the boss or whoever.
Mm-hmm.
If you try to get out everything, you ain't gonna get by. Now I'm gonna tell you this, and then I'm gonna quit talking about me. When I retired from over there, I had been on first shift 31 years in the shipping division. Oldest man in the shipping division. And the only one that had been in the shipping division the whole time he'd been with Reynolds Tobacco Company. And any deal that Reynolds had, they would, if you bought some of their stock, they would give you 10% of your salary and help you out. And Reynolds was in my opinion, a hell of a good company to work for, the best I ever worked for. But anyway, when I did retire, I couldn't get off second shift. I went to my boss man and asked him to let me off. He said, no, we got you on a better job than you had, and paying you more money. That's what we need. Well, I went to his boss man, and he wouldn't do nothing either. I said, well, y'all ain't gonna move me. I'll go to president of Reynolds Tobacco Company. I got brave, wasn't bashful then. I went up to Mr. Joe Dempster's office on the 18th floor of the Reynolds building, and his secretary said, you got a appointment with Mr. Dempster? I said, no ma'am, but you tell him Harold Frank's out here and he'll talk to me. And he heard me, knows my voice. Me and him started off together in advertising, shipping advertising all over the world. He come out there and he told his secretary, said, if this man comes to see me and ain't nobody in there, just send him on in. We was friends. But he went up to be the president, and I was supervisor in the shipping division and assistant partner supervisor. And, but I was happy, making more money than I ever made anywhere else. Saving it. I made it a habit of trying to save a little out of every check I drawed. That's the reason I could retire.
That's a good thing.
And I still got a little of it. I about spent it all, but and my boss man told me when I come out that day that I retired the 1st of June '82. He said, "You the only man that ever worked for me. Anywhere I put you, you could do a good job." I said, "Well, my motto was, if anybody else can do it, I can do it. Might take me a couple of days to learn it." But he sent me what we call a return goods department over there. Got way behind, he sent me down there to get them out of the hole. Third day I was down there, he come by and I was writing orders up just like them guys had been there all the time. And he said, "Frankie," everybody called me Frank over there. They didn't know what Harold meant. But anyway, he said, "You know what you're doing?" I said, "I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't." He laughed and said, "I believe you do."
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wasn't no smarter than nobody else, but I had the initiative to try to do whatever they wanted me to do.
Yeah.
And, well, I started off 80 cents an hour, and when I retired, it makes $35 an hour. That ain't bad for a country boy.
That's
Mm-hmm.
true.
We was down in the cow pasture playing tag football. We come up to the Norman's house, and they was telling over the radio that the Japs had bombed Pearl Harbor. Well, I was 16 then, and didn't think I'd ever be in it, but before it got over it, I was in it full blast. I hate the Japanese. I seen what them boys, how they treated them boys that they caught in the Philippines, what was left of them. I was in the hospital in Memphis trying to recuperate from being a German prisoner when the war got over there. And they brought them boys in, they had to take most of them in and put them in bed. And that stuck with me. The Germans were mean as hell to us, but we got by a whole lot better than they did over there. I don't see how one human being can treat nothing that bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think the Japs are human. They might be, but anyway. A couple years ago, man that owned the racing team over there, welcome, Richard Childers. I showed my DVD over there and talked to him about it, and it impressed him. And he come to me and told me, he said, "I want to take you down to World 600 and want you to give the invocation down there." I said, "Listen, I ain't no preacher." He said, you don't have to be. You ain't gonna get to pray but 25 seconds. If you run over, you're gonna be on somebody else's time, 'cause everything was set up. Boop, 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 boop. That's what I can set on my head, 25 seconds. Yeah, took me down there, and I had memorized my prayer and got it down to 25 seconds. And they said, now don't run over, don't ad-lib. I walked out on that platform, and there wasn't nobody hollering and hooping much, and the race hadn't started yet. And I looked over to the grandstand right on the start-finish line where we was at, right inside, the end zone, whatever you call it. And I said, thank God I was born in the United States. I woke them up. They come to life.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said my prayer, ended on time, got back and they sit on the front row over there and got to watch the race and enjoyed it. And well, I got to talk to the drivers 10 minutes before the race started. And this one guy was painting a picture of me with his hand on a board about, it's about 5 foot high and 7, 8 foot long. Mark Hager's got it up there in the office. It's gonna be in the Davie County Museum. And some of my stuff. And when I was talking to the drivers, I told them, I said, I kept prayer in my everyday affair when that prison camp. I wasn't that good a man, but when things really got bad, I could hear my mama praying for me. I think that's the whole reason I got back. And that, I never did give up. Well, I told them drivers, I said, if you're doing a job and you give plumb out and think you can't make another step, force yourself to make another step. And then another one, don't quit. That's what I tell them 5 and 6th grade kids out at little school. They'll listen. I talked to the high school youngins down there from that lady got killed in that car wreck 2 or 3 years, and some of them were listening, some of them wouldn't. But them little youngins takes it all in, goes home, tells their mama and daddy, Mr. Frank was out here and told us about the war and all, and being a POW, and then the daddy and mamas will tell me about it when they see me. That makes me proud.
Yeah.
Well, I had never done nothing to get in trouble. Had my daddy beat the hide out of me. I'm satisfied with that. But he was a good man. He just wanted to raise me right. And me and Mama would go to cotton field and hoe cotton when I was 5 or 6 years old. And she'd take a bag of baked sweet potatoes because I couldn't do without till dinner time. I felt like, after I got shot and got captured over there, if I died over there, my mama would lose her mind. I don't think she would have, but that's what I thought. But I was her oldest boy, and I think she thought more of me than she did. I don't think she thought no more of me than she did the other youngins, but me and her worked together in the cotton field, and I was so happy when I got big enough to throw that hoe down and start cultivating. I hated that hoe, but I had to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I raised a crop of sweet potatoes to pay for everything I had when I graduated from high school. The gown, the invitation, going to the banquet, my cards and everything. And I raised a 3/4 of an acre of sweet potatoes on Mr. Joe Sink's farm. And it was a good sandy land and it pretty potatoes, and I had #1 potatoes. I loaded a whole truckload to go to New York, #1s. And that I got enough out of that potato crop to pay for everything I need, my class ring.
Wow.
And it ain't anything been given to me except my love for Reba and her love for me. And now I'm reaping some of it. The county's gonna name 64 after me. And Davie County has been good to me. I wouldn't have amounted to as much in Davidson County if I'd stayed over there as I have over here. I was a deputy sheriff for 24 years. I started this fire department over here, me and Worf parts together.
Mm-hmm.
And I outlived Worf, and I stayed there 32 years before I retired from it. And I'm the last living, what they call, member that gets it up.
Charter member.
Yeah, I'm a charter member. Last charter member that left, there's
Wow.
12 of us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why the good Lord's letting it stay this long, but I'm glad He did.
Amen.
And I had a motto all my life to treat everybody else like you want to be treated, if they'll let you.
Mhm.
Some people won't let you. I think that's the reason He's leading me here. And I go by cemetery down there every Sunday, talk to my wife. That might be crazy, but I know she's hearing me. I feel like she is. Because we loved each other. I still love her. I had a couple of young girls that hit on me shortly after she passed away, and I said, "Get on, girl. I'm not interested in you. I had the best woman in the world. I don't want near nothing." Now I like to hug one. If they'd let me, and a lot of them does. I always ask them if it's all right if I hug you before I do, because I don't want to get in trouble like old Joe Whatchcall has for running for president.
Oh.
I think he's gonna run at me.
Yeah.
I ain't figured that man out yet. There ain't nobody loves women no better than I do. But I was married to my wife for 68 years, and we courted for a year before we got married. Might as well say 69 years.
Mm-hmm.
I did not cheat on her, and that's the truth. And she didn't cheat on me. I couldn't swear she didn't, but I'm sure she didn't. We loved each other. And my boys ain't like that. I got 3 sons, didn't get to have no daughters, but them boys like to drink too good. They didn't get it from me and their mama. Their mama didn't drink a drop no time. We'd go to them convention, I'd drink one mixed drink. She wouldn't drink the first one. If I drank one mixed drink, I could get out there and pretend I was dancing with her. But if I didn't get a little bit of that first drink in me, I couldn't even get out there and dance at all. I'm telling y'all everything. What do you want to ask me?
How did the experiences that you had during World War II affect your life? The experiences that you had during World War II, how did that affect your life?
Well, I believe that World War II, being a soldier and being a prisoner of war, made a man out of me. It teaches me a whole lot of things. I tried to do good in the Army. Fact of the matter, I volunteered to be a BAR gunner. I don't know whether y'all know what a BAR is. It's the only automatic rifle that was in a rifle company in World War II in the Korean War.
Oh, wow.
Now they got about all of it automatic, I think. But anyway, when we got to Mississippi, the cavalry was there for the 69th Division, and they took a train load of us recruits down there to be the soldiers. And I got 9 months of a little over 9 months of good training, and I needed it. I was official pacer. We'd run a compass course, and they would lay it off, and it'd be so many yards out to the next post where we'd change, and I could hit that post right on it, because I plowed behind a fast-stepping horse, or me one. I stepped a yard at a time. And I was official pacer in our company. And I tried to be a good soldier. And when they held up the BAR and said, we want to volunteer for this. And he went on to tell about it. Said he'd shoot 400-500 rounds a minute. And I said, I'll take it. And I thought that thing shot that much out, I wouldn't have no problem. And that Sergeant Friday handed that rifle to me. He said, now, if you take care of this rifle, it'll take care of you. My rifle never jammed the whole time I was in service, in combat and all. And cause I cleaned it every night. And after I had it a while, I could take it apart and put it back together blindfolded in 10 minutes. And that was pretty good. I don't like to brag, but if you can do it, it ain't bragging.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't do it and you tell something else, you bragging. But if you can do it, it ain't bragging. That's the way I look at it. But anyway, I went on the rifle range down there when it come time to go on the range to qualify. And we was in the 69th Division. And that's the patch I got on my shirt up there. But now I went to combat with the 90th Division, TNO outfit. But anyway, I had practice with that thing, and I know that I could. Well, I lived and dreamed of it, and I shot 196 out of a possible 200 score, and they didn't know what to think about that. That's the highest in the whole regiment, 271st Infantry Regiment, and. From then on, when Sergeant Friday took recruits to the range, he took me along to show them how. And we went out there and had a new lieutenant that just come into the 271st, and he was the first lieutenant. And they would give them new recruits 5 cartridges in a 20-round magazine. And I went around and got up enough cartridges, loaded me up 3 or 4 20-round magazines. I knew that I was going to shoot before I went back to camp. And, well, most of them didn't want to shoot. They didn't want to clean the rifle after they shot it. Well, I was glad to clean mine after I shot it. But I stuck a 20-round magazine in it on a 100-yard range. I was laying on a blanket, prone position. It had a bipod on the front of it. And I cut loose and shot the whole 20 rounds at a burst. And about the time I shot the last round out of it, somebody set his foot between my shoulder blades. I looked up at that new lieutenant. He said, "What do you mean shooting like that?" He said, "I bet you didn't hit the target with half of them 20 rounds." I said, "How much you want to bet?" He said, "I don't bet with the enlisted men." I said, "Well, I bet you $10 I hit the target with all of them." Oh, he said, "You smart." Had his foot holding me down all the time. And I began to get a little worried. I didn't know what I was going to tell him. And he said, "That ain't no way to shoot that rifle." And about that time, Sergeant Friday walked up and said, "What's the matter, Frank?" I said, "This lieutenant don't know much, but he thinks he knows that I can't shoot this BAR." And Friday told us that he's the best we got. And that lieutenant said, "I don't care, he can't shoot like that." I said, "You still want to bet?" He had his foot sitting on me yet. And he said, "No, I'm not going to bet you." I said, "Call out there and have somebody to score that target." Then they scored a target with something on about a 1 inch slat, about 1 inch wide, and they scored it, and I got all of them was number 5. That's a built bullseye, but one of them was 4.
Mm-hmm.
He said that was just luck.
Hmm.
And that guy was still showing, and I shot the stick off him. And he just walked off. I never deceived him more, but I'm glad I didn't. I know that he had it in for me.
Mm-hmm.
But now, I loved General Patton. He was tough, but if you tried to be a good soldier, you didn't have no problem about it. But if he's a gold brick, you didn't want to be in his outfit, period.
Mm-hmm.
I believe from the bottom of my heart that the United States killed Patton, purposely. Well, Bill O'Reilly,
Mm-hmm.
in that book he wrote about killing Patton, he said they did.
Mm-hmm.
I thought all the time they did, because he wasn't hurt that bad in that wreck, and he was tough.
Mm-hmm.
They took him over at the hospital and gave him a hooting shot like they do an animal and killed him. I believe that because he told the government they couldn't shut him up. He told the government that there wasn't no difference between the Nazis and the Republicans and the Democrats. All they wanted to do is get in office. I ain't talking about you now.
I know.
And stay in there the rest of their life.
Yep.
I wish we had term limits on all of them.
Mm-hmm.
If the president's got to come out in 2 terms, I think the senators ought to have to come out in 3 terms.
Mm-hmm.
Congressmen in maybe 4 or 5, because they 2 years. But they don't think it that way, and they got it in Washington where they can't get beat.
Mm-hmm.
They pass all the laws to keep yourself in office,
Mm-hmm.
and most of them ain't no count.
That's right.
I'm doing all the talking.
That's what you're
Y'all
supposed
ain't
to
listening
do.
me.
That's good. We're happy to listen to you.
Talk a little loud.
All right.
Yeah, really loud.
What are some life lessons you learned from World War II?
Best lesson I learned from World War II.
Yes.
Don't never quit. Whatever you're doing, don't give up and quit. Keep going, keep going. If you quit, it's over with.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I say that, they didn't half feed us in the prison camp. Now, I weighed 212 pounds when I lost England for the invasion. And when I got out of prison camp, I weighed 117 pounds and almost 6'2" frame, wasn't up my skin and bone.
Mm-hmm.
I lost half of my body weight, 91 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And I ate better than some of them did. So I killed some rabbits, killed some big old hens. Now I can shoot a slingshot about as good as I could a BAR. They put me to unload a truckload of scrap paper over there. Me and a couple more guys come into that paper mill we worked in down right out city limits of Dresden, Germany. And I found a piece of inner tube about that big square, and it gave me I rolled it up and slipped it in my breeches leg and tied my breeches leg shut. And they didn't know I had it. Bootlegged it in the camp. I'd already thought about it. They had the biggest rabbits over I ever seen, big old brown rabbits, and they did under the wood and in the ground everywhere. And they couldn't hunt, they didn't have no guns. And that gave me an idea to kill some of them rabbits. Try. I expect I killed 15 or 20 there in that paper mill in the yard. The pup would come in on flat cars. It was about that big around, most of it. And it reached all the way across the flat. It's 2 meter lengths. And we had to put it in a rack and cut it in 2 with an electric chainsaw and make it 1 meter length and stack it up as high as we could stack it. And the stacks were about this wide apart. And them rabbits would go in between them, and there wasn't no guard around when we'd see him. Me and my assistant gunner he wasn't my assistant gunner, he's my buddy from Missouri. He'd go in the other end of the line, and I'd go in this end of the line, and I'd shoot that rabbit, and we'd stash him out there until we went back in the barracks that night, put him up a breech leg and walk in with him, and they never knew we had him. And they would look kind of like a beagle dog when you got them skinned. I never skinned a beagle dog, but I can imagine what it looked like.
Mm-hmm.
Big rabbits. And we'd take them down in the basement of that barracks we was in. We was in a German Air Force barracks. And skin them and put the entrails and hide and throw it in the furnace down there and burn it up. And we'd cook that meat in a 10-quart bucket. And me and a boy from Atlanta, Georgia, and one from Tennessee, and from Missouri, and me, four rebels.
Mm-hmm.
We'd eat the whole rabbit and drink that broth. That helped us a lot. Well, the rest of the guys in the camp was Yankees. Didn't know nothing. When I was making a slingshot, one smart fella said, Frank, what you gonna do, shoot the guards? I said, I got more sense than that. I said, I could kill one. but they killed me then.
Mhm.
And I wouldn't be gaining a thing. I said, I'm gonna kill some of them big rabbits. He said, I'll help you eat every one you kill. I said, what you say? And he never did get none of the rabbit meat. But anyway, they didn't know nothing. They wasn't supposed to. A lot of them had never shot a gun, not even a BB gun till they come to the Army.
Wow.
Well, and my daddy started me shooting when I was 6 years old. But you didn't waste no ammunition.
Mhm.
Done good to get in it. I done most of my hunting with a slingshot. One of the guys worked in construction, putting a new roof on for that paper mill we was working at in Grossenheim, Germany. He cut me some 3/8 rebar pieces about that long. That was the best slingshot ammunition I ever had. Well, I never had to shoot him rabbits, but one time I'd pop him in the head and kill him, stick him, bleed him out, and then hide him out so that he. And we went to a farmer's barnyard down in Czechoslovakia before the war was over. And there's an old big white hen standing there, and I know she'd weigh 7 or 8 pounds. I told Jones, he was about 2 or 3 behind me in the line, I said, get ready to pick his hen up, I'm gonna kill her. And I shot that hen's head off walking with one of them slugs.
Wow.
And he scooped up his overcoat, and the guards never did see it. Well, we couldn't scald her, so we skinned her. And cooked her the next day at a 10-foot buck we had with some potatoes. And the old sergeant what was in charge of us come up through there and said, what are you cooking? Cooking kartoffels. That was potatoes. And he wanted a spoon. He dipped that in there and come up with a leg. First thing, a drumstick. I said, oh God, I've had it now. And he said, the henna. I was standing there shaking in my shoes. He put it back in the bucket and went on up the line. He knew we need all the stuff we could get. We wasn't getting enough. The reason I stress on young people, don't quit. They moved us out on a Saturday night from there at Dresden. They had done bombed Dresden, wasn't nothing but a pile of brick. Bombed it all day on the 12th. Well, it started on the night of, actually it was the night of the 13th of February of 45. It had never been bombed. It was city side of Charlotte. Had railroad yards going to it and all. And they bombed it. They dropped a flare out over our barracks that night about 2 o'clock in the morning. And we thought they was gonna bomb the airfield. Dresden was here and we was here and there's an airfield right here and none of them had been bombed. In fact, we was one of the Air Force barracks. And we thought they was gonna bomb the airfield. Did is gonna get us too. But they turned on the bombing run and went in on Dresden. They bombed it till daylight with a Wings plane, and then the B-17s come in all day on the 13th, and then they burned it down that night, dropped firebombs on it that evening late. It was just the whole town was destroyed. They didn't know how many people they killed. They estimated from 50,000 to 100,000 civilians. But that went in World War II, but they won't let them do that now. I mean, they had to do that to win the war. How long did we fight the Germans and the Japs? Can you tell me?
The
From
Germans?
Pearl Harbor Day till it was over with.
Do you know how many years?
How many years? Months? Whatever. Well, I ain't gonna put it to that to you. 3 years and 8 months after bombed Pearl Harbor, the Japs surrendered.
Mm-hmm.
And we done whooped Germany. They surrendered the 8th of May of 45.
Mm-hmm.
Because they done everything to the enemy that they wanted to do. Now, not the humane side, but the what that outfit tell them what to do, World War Organization. Anyhow, they won't let them, if they kill, I've had some of the guys come back from places over there and I talked to them about it. And they said that we ain't allowed to shoot at them till they shoot at us first.
Mm-hmm.
Well, General Patton said if a SOB sticks his head up out there, that ain't what he said, but you know what he said. he spelled it out.
Yeah.
Said if he stick his head up out there, don't wait for him to shoot you, blow it off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we won the war doing that. I'm going back over there for 10 days for 75th anniversary of D-Day.
Really?
The World War Museum down in New Orleans is sending me and Mark over there and Mr. Jim Deal from down at Faith, North Carolina, and his granddaughter. 4 of us going, two World War II vets. He was in Patton's tanks and I was in Patton's infantry outfit. And we still surviving. He's 2 years older than me. I'm pushing it. I hope I stay good enough able to go and get along good, but my old legs won't give out on me. I'm trying to keep everybody from knowing too much about it. But Mark says, take care of yourself, we're gonna go. But I want to go, I ain't never been back. I lost too many friends over there, D-Day. Too many good buddies got killed. And I wish I could let you take this book with you, but I can't. Maybe when I get back I'll let you read it. The museum in New Orleans, World War II Museum, sent me a letter. They want me to be their guest for 10 days. And I had to get somebody 25 years younger than me to look after me. Mark's the best man I know of to go off with. He went to New Orleans with me last year to the museum. I'm a charter member of that museum. I don't know whether that had anything to do with it or not, but I send them a few dollars every year. If you ever get a chance to go to the World War II Museum in New Orleans, go. It's worth your time. It took us 2 days to do it. It's a big outfit, and they got a B-17 complete hanging up inside that place, and some other airplanes too.
Wow.
It fascinated me. Well, when they first organized, I got a letter from the man that was running it. And I sent him, I think, $100 or $200. I couldn't spare it then, but I did. I thought it was worthwhile. And every year since, I've sent him a little money. That's a long time. Maybe that's the reason they picked me out to go. I don't know, but me and the man from down the face, the only 2 from North Carolina was going, only 2 veterans that went over there. Well, Mark said the reason for that was that the rest of the World War II veterans was over there in 44 ain't able to go.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I think you able to go. I said, I'm going. I'll be there. You won't have to worry about me.
Yeah.
I'll keep trying. And I liked that trip down to the museum last year. Went down in August, 3 days. Flew out of Charlotte, the Garrison East Foundation. Paid for everything first class.
Oh, wow.
And me and Mark went. He's my lookout man. And he can get you in places nobody else. He's a history teacher that knows right.
Mm-hmm.
And he took me up there and showed me off. And well, he didn't show me off, but he showed my DVD up there. And them students really liked it. And I had to talk about it. And everywhere I go, when they show it, I got to talk about it. And I can talk. I bet you don't decide that. And but I used to couldn't. When I got out of high school, I was bashful. But I played on the basketball and baseball team at Tyro. They had 10 suits, and I got one of the basketball suits and got one of the baseball suits. And finished school in 42. 16 of us graduated together. Can you imagine 16 students in a whole high school?
Wow.
11 girls and 5 boys.
Wow.
Wow.
Right now, me, and Parnell and Parnell's sister's the only three left living.
Mm.
Wow.
I went to one of the girls' funerals back last spring, and one of the twins, a Barnes girl, it was in our class, and I still got my class ring, but that ain't it. I can't wear my class ring. My fingers are too big for it, and it ain't nothing like as pretty a ring as that is. But I got it. Got my wedding band. I don't throw nothing away. You can tell that by looking around. My daddy's motto was, waste not and want not.
Mm-hmm.
That stuck with me. And I told Mark what he was writing about me. I said, a country boy's got to figure out how to survive. I figured out to make me a slingshot and kill them rabbits, and that helped. I might have not survived if I hadn't.
Mm-hmm.
But, and then I didn't quit. I never did tell you about it. They moved us the night of, I don't know exactly what night it was, about a month before the war was over there. On Saturday night, we could hear the Russian artillery in the distance. And they moved us out about 7 o'clock at night. Now this is fact. I didn't make it up, but it's hard to believe. We walked from Saturday night 7 o'clock till Tuesday morning. That was Saturday night, Sunday all day, Sunday all night, Monday all day, Monday all night, and Tuesday morning they walked us into a little field, said fall out. We lost 37 men on that one night. It was 107 of us working in that paper mill. And we all started that hike that Saturday night, and 70 of us made it. And we didn't get nothing to eat, nothing to drink at all till we got there Tuesday morning. And we was nearer dead than we was alive. Hadn't been fed good, had bad shoes. But that learned me not want more than you needed.
Mm-hmm.
Make out with what the good Lord gives you. And I wasn't lying. When I said I could hear my mama praying, I did. I got up and testified in Methodist church, that's what I did.
Mm-hmm.
When it really got bad and I didn't think I could make it, I could hear her praying for me. People said, well, you can't hear stuff like that. Well, I thought I did at least. At least it encouraged me not to give up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason I tell the kids, I said, if you're doing something and you give plumb out, don't quit. If you can't make another step, force yourself to make another step, and then make another, and another. Don't quit. If you quit, it's over with. One reason I say that, a lot of them boys out there was getting almost as much as I was getting to eat, but they lay down at night and they talked themselves to sleep. We're gonna starve to death. We're gonna starve to death. They'd go to sleep saying that. And I'd lay down and I'd say, I'm too damn tough. These son of a bitches ain't gonna starve me to death.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know whether I helped or not, but I say it. And but that long hike was tough. Now, them 37 that fell out, I can't swear that the Germans killed them because I didn't see them kill them. But after one would fall out from exhaustion, couldn't make another step or didn't make another step. After we got on down the road 100 yards or so, we heard a gunshot back there. We never seen none of them no more. And we was there over a month later. I mean, not that place, but we was summers over there in Czechoslovakia. We slept in barns and woods. Last month of the war, we was on the road just staying staying ahead of the Russians. I did not want the Russians to liberate me. They might have treated me all right, but I done hear too many bad tales about them. I'm afraid they might pick us up and send us back up out of work in Russia somewhere. I didn't want them to liberate me, and I kept walking. That Monday night, there was a horse behind me. German civilians were in the road with us. They was moving out too. And there was an old horse behind me, and I don't know whether y'all ever worked horse or not, but old horse would do his head like that. And when I dozed off, he'd butt me with his head and wake me up before I fell. That's pretty close.
Mm.
Pretty close. But now, in that paper mill, I couldn't use this arm. That bullet, this bullet right here, I got it when they cut it out of me.
Wow.
I got shot the morning that I got captured late that evening on that night patrol. The Bois-Caudet, France. It hit me in the back of the shoulder and it knocked me down, and I slid and spurted me to a wall over yonder. I thought a horse kicked me. The horses was all out loose over there, and the cows were out loose, and a lot of them got killed. A lot of them shot them just for the fun of it. I couldn't do that because I loved horses and cows. But I didn't have no control over what some of the soldiers were doing. But anyway, I thought a horse had come up behind me and kicked me. And we went out there to find two companies that was cut off out there we couldn't contact. I had L Company of the 9th Division. I was in G Company. And we crossed that highway and got ambushed, and 3 of us got across the highway and the other 7 fell back. And we got back away from the highway and found 5 men out of 2 companies. That's all we ever found. The rest of it got killed or captured one at Bois-Caudet, France. And they put up a monument in that place for the 9th Division, and I'm going to see that when I'm over there in them 10 days. There's a little Frenchman over there, had been over here several times, and I talked to him, and he was going to meet us. He was 13 years old when I got shot and captured in his hometown there. And he got to be a friend of the 9th Division. And we talked to him about a month ago, and he had pancreatitis.
Pancreas.
He died
Mhm.
week before last.
Oh.
Oh wow.
And he was going to meet us and take us some places, but his son called Mark and told him, said, I'll meet y'all, take you out there to Bois-Caudet, because I want y'all to see where Frank got captured at. I don't know whether I want to see it or not, but I think I do. I may crack up. But I don't think I will. I've seen I know it ain't for real, and ain't gonna be nobody shooting at me,
Mm-hmm.
but you can tell I get emotional. But I want to see that place. I thought for years till I talked to that little Frenchman that the guy that shot me was up in church steeple, sniper. But he said he was up in a tree there, and some of the rest of them killed him after he shot me. I didn't know that, and I didn't know till I went on that flight to Washington whether my sister Gunner got back or not. But he didn't. He got killed 18 days later. He was carrying the VAR, and who knows, if I not got captured, I might have been carrying it VAR at St. Lo. That's where he got killed. And he took over the gun after I got captured. I might have been carrying it, but I might not got killed, but you can't never tell. He did. The first time I fired that VAR in combat, we run up on a machine gun nest out there. I guess it's the first day we got in there. And it was nighttime. But it wasn't real dark, and I shot 60 rounds in that machine gun. I kept shooting till they quit moving in there. And I had a sergeant that had been in North Africa. I didn't even know his name. They just put me in that outfit when I got over there, 90th Division. And he asked me to move, and I thought I was in a pretty good place, and I didn't move. And he cussed and said, I said move. Well, I thought to myself, maybe if he thinks I ought to move that bad, I better move. I didn't know the man, didn't know what he was serious or what he wasn't. And I got up and run about first me in my old car shed out there, hit the ground, and rolled over, ready to shoot again. And an 88 shell went off where I left.
Mm.
Wow.
He was North African. He knew they'd zero in them 88s on an automatic weapon in a heartbeat.
Mm.
And from then on, I didn't last but 31 days in combat with that BAR. But I lasted more than the rest of them in that company did. But if I shot 5 rounds of automatic fire, I moved. Nobody had to tell me to move after that. I learned pretty quick.
That he,
Yeah, you
that
can-
you answered them without us having to ask you
Yeah.
a question. So
But
we'll
yeah,
let
now
you-
y'all have to speak up so
Yeah.
he can hear you.
Are you glad that that the world has kind of changed since your time in World War II, and do you think it's changed for the better?
No, it changed for the worse.
That's right.
I think it has. Reason I say that, when I was a teenager, the only thing that we could do to get in trouble was drink a little white liquor. And my daddy didn't allow that. And now they got all kind of dope fit and tape. And they got no respect for their mate. I don't think they got much respect for their mate. Now, of course, my 2 oldest boys, Eddie lives right down here. He been married 3 times, and he run his last wife off, and she was a good woman.
Mm.
Had 2 kids. And she was the only one he ever married was what's killing. And he would treat her like a dog, and I can't treat a woman like that. Never have. Don't intend to. I had more respect for my mama than treated a woman that way. And of course, I told Ruby when we got married, I wanted 9 kids. Why 9? I said, well, I want a baseball team, and I'm gonna be the umpire and sit out here on a chair and call the ball game. Well, I didn't get 9. I wish I'd have had some daughters. But the first 2 boys, she had no problem at all having them. And she said, that's enough. And I kept talking to her about having a 3rd one. I said, if something happened to one of them first 2, we still won't have but 1. And the doctor talked to her too, Dr. Paul Smith from Lexington. And we finally talked to her and let me get her pregnant again. And when I took her to the same doctor hospital to deliver the first 2, I was sitting out there in the room waiting, and he come out there and said, "We've got bad news for you." He said, "You can't have this baby. It's turned the wrong way. We got to do a C-section on her." Well, now I was a country boy, didn't know what a C-section was. And he explained it to me. They cut her open and take the baby out. Well, I told the doctor, I said, "Doctor, if you can't save her and the baby both, save her, I need her a lot worse than I need another baby." He said, "Well, we're going to try to save both of them." I said, "I know that, but if push comes to shove and you got to lose one of them, lose the baby. I got 2 sons already." Well, he actually got the job done, and the surgeon that done the C-section on her was in the office with him, and same office, I'll put it that way, and I know both of them. Back then, you knowed everybody. Wasn't that many people then. And they come out there and said, "Well, save both of them." And I said, "Well, good." Well, I went in and talked to Reba, and I didn't think she acted just exactly right. And she was paralyzed from here down.
Oh, wow.
And that like run me crazy. I had to come home, and I had 2 milk cows here, and some hogs, and some dogs, and chickens, and tend to them, and go back to Lexington Hospital. She's there in bed, and couldn't get up, couldn't move. Well, the 4th day I took a week of my vacation, and so I could be with her. I went back over the 4th day, and she was standing up in the room walking. You talk about being happy? I hardly killed me all over the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you up moving? Said, yeah. I said, I got up and moved. Well, I said, you tell that doctor when he comes in, I want to talk to him after he makes his rounds. About all he was doing was delivering babies. And so when he got his rounds made, he come in there and said, Reba said, you want to talk to me? I said, I do. And I said, she was paralyzed for 4 days. He said, yeah, but she come out of it. I said, that, but she wanted to come out of it. She done, and the Lord willed her to come out of it. But I said, now, I'm not going to risk losing her no more. He said, what do you mean? I said, I'm not going to get her pregnant no more. Whatever you have to do to me, do it. So I can go ahead and have sex with her and enjoy it and not get her pregnant. I can do with 3 youngins is enough.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, well, that's the best way to go. Said, you won't know the difference. And I didn't. That boy's 57 years old now, the youngest one. And I reckon I don't know. I love Reba that much. That's what I put it on. You get a good woman, treat her the best you can, and maybe she'll treat you the same way.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I look at it. I don't think women ought to be in combat units. And every time I'm at a veterans meeting, coffee and donuts or whatever kind of vet meeting, they want me to talk a little, and I'm the only prisoner of war that's around anymore, ex-prisoner of war. And they want to hear about it. And when I get up and talk to them, I tell them, I said, now I'm going to make some of you mad probably, but I don't aim to. But I said, I don't believe women folks ought to be in combat units. I said, women's for loving, they ain't for fighting. And they get a laugh out of that. But that's the way I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Us men can do all the fighting. If they'll let us. They did in World War II, but they don't no more. I worked 8 boys over at Reynolds that was in Vietnam. And every time we'd get a break, I'd talk to them about it. Why come y'all couldn't whoop them little, I call them a bad name, but I said, why come y'all couldn't whoop them little SOBs and come home? They said they wouldn't let us. Said we'd take a hill or a village or something other, and they'd pull us back and we'd take the same place 7, 8 times.
Mm.
Wow.
I said, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I said, now we might have got whooped out of a town over there, and we did. We got whooped back out of Boyko Day, and that was the 3rd time I went into Boyko Day when I got shot and got captured. But I said, we didn't volunteer to back up and give it to us. I said, if I had, Patton would have killed us. I don't think he would have, but he talked junk to us. But anyway, I said, we might have got whooped out of a town, but we didn't volunteer to give it back to them. But World War II was different from any other war since we've got into since. Now, we've been in Afghanistan 18 years. We had no business over there to start with. The Russians had done give up on it and moved out. I don't know why we got into it. Political war.
Mm-hmm.
Well, about every one we've had since then has been a political war. They had Vietnam whooped as long as they was bombing everything with them B-52s. And after they quit bombing, they come out and it was just about had them ready to surrender. But they didn't make too much of a no of that. But I honestly believe if they'd call me now, and I know they ain't too, because I'm 94 years old. But if I was a young man, they'd call me now, I believe I'd refuse to go.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause they ain't gonna let you win. Whatever you do, I don't care how good you are. They got them over there training them gooks. Training them to fight like we do, and then they turn and kill our own men. They killed 3 this past week.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing the United States has gained from it is it got a lot of boys that limb blowed off, one leg or one arm, or maybe both of them, or their head busted. Ain't accomplished nothing.
Mm-hmm.
At least we did win the war. And that's the first thing I tell anybody when I get up talking. World War II is the last war we won, and unless things change, we'll never win another. I believe that.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to say this, but I don't think this country will last 10 more years at the rate they're going now, unless there's a big change made. I've been around here long enough, I can see a lot of difference. I'm mighty afraid they're going to pass some kind of law to take up our guns.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't going to get by. I done told 2 sheriffs up here, don't send your men out there to get my guns. I don't want to shoot none of the people I know, but I'm not going to give up my guns. I got several. I lost my freedom over there when I run out of cartridges, ammunition. I didn't have but 200 rounds, and that didn't last long. My assistant gunner carried 300 rounds for me, and the ammunition bearer carried 300 rounds, and I carried 200 rounds. That lasts pretty good, but I didn't have no ammunition bearer or no assistant gunner until I got captured. The day I got captured. We run out of ammunition, and here's the tank coming up there, and we decided we better move and try to get away, and we got down there and swam across the swamp down there where they blowed the dam up and flooded that holler. And when we got to the other side, there was a German there with a submachine gun, and the only thing we could do was give up. I ain't told none of my people this, but I thought a lot of times in that prison camp I'd been better off if I'd let him shot me. But I wouldn't have got to come home. I would have met Reba. And I'd run my mama crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how bad it was in there. And that's big Stallog 4B. The water wasn't fit to drink, but we drank. The food wasn't fit to eat, but we eat it. And then you lay down and try to sleep at night, and the lights would eat you up.
Mm.
That's bad living conditions. And me and that boy from Missouri, he was raised on a farm, and I was raised on a farm. We talked about it. There wasn't no escaping from that place. We got to get out of here, don't we? The Germans would come in every morning and pick up the ones that died during the night. That's how bad it was. And a couple of mornings after we talked about it and seen them get 6 or 8 bodies carry out them in there, his officer come in there with a clipboard. He said, I want 100 men to volunteer to go out on work detail. He wouldn't say what the work detail was or where it'd be. And I punched Jones. I said, let's try it. It can't be no worse than this. And we both volunteered, but he got 170 volunteers. He sent all 170. And they put us on train cars, and that was awful. That was awful. Now I'm gonna tell you what happened over there. And boxcars wasn't half as big as our boxcars. And the right hand side they had a hole about that big, about 5 inches in diameter, cut in the end, this end, and on the left side of the boxcar they had the other side of the boxcar, and they had barbed wire across that hole so you couldn't stick your arm out it. And we rode that train more than a day, and it was in the summertime, and we got strafed by our own airplanes. They didn't know we was on that train. They killed, I think it was 16 boys in one raid. Now I tell you, you'll pray and cry and do everything else. When you look up, you see the whole place coming off the top of that boxcar where they put together machine gun bullets where they're straight and tore them off. One little young German soldier who was in the regular army had took a boy's paratrooper boots. He thought them paratrooper boots or something else, and he took the man's boots. And his leg got shot off right above the top of that boot. And he was crying and going on, and I said, it's poetic justice. He ought to took that man's boot.
Mm-hmm.
And they put us with a full-blooded Puma Indian from Arizona. It was in the 82nd Airborne. And he'd seen so many of his buddies hung up in the chutes and trees, never to get out of them, that they had killed. He cut the throat on 7 Germans and laid them down just like your fingers right side the road where the rest of the Germans could see them. Mm-hmm. I didn't blame him.
Mm-hmm.
We called him Chief. He was a tough boy. I don't know what happened to him. But in that paper mill, I made friends with a civilian in there. I started telling this while I was going and got off of it. I couldn't raise this arm. That bullet was underneath my shoulder blade. I could use it down here, and it'd heal up in my shoulder. But I couldn't raise this arm. And I could work good with this arm, and I worked what I could with this. And this civilian, Carl, I don't know what his last name was. His first name was Carl. He told me one day, he said, you doing as much work with one hand and a half with another hand as the rest of them doing with 2 good hands. He said, I like the way you work. I said, well, I come up working all my life. If you didn't work, you didn't eat. And he started telling me the news. But he said, now, don't tell none of the rest of them. I trust you, but I don't trust them. Said, now you can tell them later on, but don't tell them who told you. And he said, if me and you's talking and a dressed up dude comes in this paper yard, you walk off. So that'll be the Gestapo. And if he finds out I'm telling you the news, he'll kill both of us.
Mm.
Well, I got to know him pretty good, and I carried my grandpa's pocket watch over there. Like a sense, I don't know where I carried it. I carried it before I went on my job, and my daddy gave it to me. I was an oldest boy. It was one of them old big 7-jewel Walthons, and we call it a biscuit watch. Mm-hmm. And daddy gave it me because I was an oldest boy, and I had a little enough sense to carry it. And when they interrogated me, the officer ordered it. Mm-hmm. And I had it in my hand, and before he got his hand on mine, I turned it over. Let it fall on cement. But I didn't know he was going to kill me or not. I didn't care. He wasn't going to get my watch. Mm-hmm. And he kicked me back across the cement and said, kaput. That meant it wasn't no count. I picked it up and put it back in my pocket. The old was waiting for him to shoot me. But man looked out for me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've got one more question for you, Mr. Frank.
Okay.
What advice would you give to somebody who wanted to go into the Army today?
Run it by me again.
What kind of advice would you give to somebody who wanted to go into the Army today?
Well, probably would be bad advice, but it'd be the wrong advice. We need soldiers, and they can't help the way the government runs the war. They just have to do the best they can.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I was in there, I was looking up at, we had Eisenhower and Bradley and Clark and Patton, and they believed in winning the war and getting us home. And now I don't know, a lot of officers now run for president or some other senator or something or other, and I don't think too much of them. But maybe they're good officers, I don't know. But they do the best they can. And like I said, we need a good army. And I believe, now I don't care what your politics is, that's y'all's business. I know what this lady's politics is. I'm a Patton man. Not Patton, but I'm for Trump.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I talked to some people, I told them, I said, since Trump got to be the president, everybody won't hire somebody. They can't get enough help. And I said, now, anybody wants a job can get a job. It may not be tasting cookies, but it'll be a job paying good. And I hope he gets another term, but I don't know. There's too many of them running that wants the government to give everybody everything they need, health care and everything else. That makes people sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I think anybody, me included, that needs help should get some help, but they ought to have to do something to earn that help. Now they don't have to do nothing. And all these here people in Guadalupe, them little old countries down there, we're giving them $1 billion a year, and they still all want to come up here. I can't blame them wanting to come to the United States. We've got better living conditions than anybody in the world. In fact, we live in the best country in the world. But we got faults, and that's giving people something for nothing. When I come up, if we didn't work, we didn't eat.
That's right.
And now they got food stamps and scrip and God knows what else. And they paying the tuition and giving them health care and everything. And well, if they keep taking them foreigners in down there and putting them on welfare and giving them health care and everything, our living condition in 10 years is going to be the same here as it down there where they come from. That's what I believe. Whether it's right or wrong. And I started to leave home one time when I was 16 years old. I got mad at my daddy, and it wasn't his fault. But anyway, me and the Norman boy were going to leave that night and go join the CCs. They was building the highway up on the mountain. Parkway, whatever they call that highway up there. I've run it many times. And we was going up there and join the CCs. We were going to leave home. Well, I was supposed to get up and go by Norman and pick him up. We was going to walk up there. But I went to sleep before Daddy did, and when I woke up, it was daylight the next day. I know Mansfield didn't want to leave after that. But that's just the way people are, I guess. But that's the only time I wanted to leave. I couldn't eat when I come home. I'd done without food so long. I got home about 2 o'clock in the morning. And a friend of mine was up at the bus station in Lexington, a man that sold insurance, brought his daughter up there to catch a bus to go somewhere to college. And I come walking in from Fort Bragg, got off the bus there, and Mr. Giles said to me, he said, Harold, you got a way home? I said, no, but I'm going to get a Redbird cab to carry me out there. It was 6 miles out to Daddy's house. He said, no, yeah, I'm going to take you out there. I said, no, your gas is rationed. I don't want you to waste your gas taking me out there. I'll catch a cab. He said, no, you ain't catching no cab. As soon as he got his daughter on the bus to go, he got me in the car and took me out there. And I told him just stop at the road. And Daddy's house was back off the road about as far as me out that road out there. And I had 2 blue tick hounds when I went to the army. Rabbit dogs and possum dogs and coon dogs. They'd run anything I wanted them to run. And they made me about halfway. I thought they were going to eat me up. But they recognized me. And they was all over me. I went on to the house. Picked on the door. Mama woke up and come to the door. It was hallelujah. She got the rest of them up, started cooking, cooked a good meal, and I went in there and sat down and ate a belly full. Got up, loaded up before I got out of the kitchen.
Mm.
Like the word mama to death. I said, what's the matter, Chief? What's the matter, Chief? That was good food. I said, Mama, my stomach has shrunk up that I can't eat that much. But that word her sight. She wanted to fatten me up. She couldn't. I got a 60-day furlough, and then while I was on furlough, they dropped Bill Ferris dropped the atomic bomb. They dropped the second one, and the Japs give up. And I called back down to Fort Bragg, got 15 days more. I made it 75 days in all. When the 75 days was up, they sent me orders to go to Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia. I got down there, it was a whack camp. Well, I was too bad of health and condition to appreciate I was at a whack camp, but they checked me, and I drove my old Ford down there. I had a 36 Ford Deluxe, and got in there about daylight on Monday morning, and they checked me out that, and then 2 days later they sent me to Memphis to the hospital. That was in I got home in June. That was in early August, right after they dropped the atomic bomb. And they gave me a shipping order to go to Memphis, check in the hospital, big Army hospital, Kennedy General Hospital, Memphis. And I went uptown in Chattanooga and filled up with gas. Regular gas was 14 cents a gallon. That's how much it went up.
Mm-hmm.
But I got over in the mountain, the valve seemed like it was gonna come out of that old Ford. I pulled into a gut place and put 2 gallons of high test in it. It went to running better then. But I was broke as a convict. And I was beginning to wonder how I was gonna get to Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
And two GIs were thumbing, and then we had to wear our uniform all the time, and we couldn't wear civilian clothes. I stopped and picked them up, and we was going on over the road, and one of them was in the front seat with me, and one in the back seat, and we got talking, and dinner time come. One in the front seat said, if you'll pull in up here, I'll buy you dinner. I said, that's a deal. Pulled in there, and we eat dinner, and we're coming out from in there, and the other said, I'll fill your gas tank up if you pull in that filling station over. I said, yeah, that's the only way I got to Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
So like that song that guy sings now, that's how I got to Memphis. And, but now, got on over the road, and they told me where they wanted to get out at, and I thanked them for buying my dinner and buying my gas, and I told them, I said, I was broke, they wanted to give me some. I said, no, I ain't gonna take your money. I got into Memphis that night after dark. We was going up through there, and one of our buses that runs on a wire overhead come around the corner, and he like got me. And I sat there on the horn, and I blowed the horn, boy. I had a good horn on that Ford. And I didn't go 2 blocks before a police car stopped me. And he walked up beside the car, and I said, what you stopped me for? I ain't done nothing. He said, you blowed your horn back there. I said, that up bus tried to run me off the street. He said, I seen that. And, but he said, we got a law in Memphis, you can't blow your horn to city limits. It's $25 fine. I said, well, Captain, you'll have to take me to jail. I ain't got 25 cents. He stood there a minute and said, where are you going, soldier? I have my uniform on. I said, I'm trying to find Camp Kennedy General Hospital in Memphis. That's where I'm supposed to go. And showed him my papers. He said, I'll lead you out there. He led me out there to the hospital, and he stopped at the gate. Said, now stay off of that horn. I said, yes, sir. And but now, you know, when we went in the hospital, of course, it didn't bother me. I didn't want to carry no liquor in there. They would search us, and we couldn't carry, us GIs couldn't carry no liquor in there. And an Ike jacket, you ever seen an Ike jacket?
No. don't think so.
We wore them at the end of World War II, and I wore mine out wearing it to work. But anyway, the inside pocket would hold 2 pints. And old boy wanted to bring us some in one night, and I had 2 pints, and the MPs on the gate said, we got to take that liquor, you can't take it in there. I said, no, I ain't gonna give you this liquor, I paid for it. And we're gonna take it, and take you to Stockade if you give us much trouble. I took them 2 bottles and busted them both. I said, if I couldn't, me and that boy couldn't drink it, they couldn't even drink it either. I don't know why they didn't take me to Stockade, but they didn't. But now, the wax could come in there and get a soldier drunk in there.
Hmm.
There was a guy they brought in there that was in a body cast under his arms all the way down. They told him in there, laid him in the bed, and there was 2 wax would come in there and sit there and drink liquor with him at night, smoke cigarettes, even in a private room. I was out in the ward, and nurse's office was down here, and the private room was up here, and the ward was out here, and they'd get him drunk, and they had to leave when the lights went out. And I got up one night about 1 o'clock to go to the bathroom, and when I passed his room, smoke was coming out from under the door. Well, I opened the door and looked in there, and his bed was on fire.
Ooh.
And I run back out there and hollered for the nurse, and she jumped up and come up there, and she was dozing. And I picked that guy up and threw him across the hall and laid him in another bed. Next day, I couldn't even pick him up. That fire scared me.
Mm-hmm.
And after we got everything squared away, that nurse told me, he said, you really saved my job. She was a 2nd lieutenant. Said, what can I do for you? I said, you don't want me to, I just happened to go to the bathroom when seen he was on fire and he needed help and couldn't get out of bed. But that stopped them, wax from coming in there and getting them drunk. And she said, well, I said, I want to do something for you. I said, I'll tell you what you can do. I had my old car out there. I said, I want to go home and see Mom and Daddy. And it was 690 miles from Memphis to Lexington. There wasn't no superhighways then. I said, and the nurse, I'm going regardless. I'll be back in 4 or 5 days. You can mark me up as be AWOL or whatever you want to do, I'm going. And I come home 7 times, and she never marked me up near time as being AWOL.
Hmm.
Well, I had helped her, and she helped me. It was like I told her, I was coming home if she wrote me up and put me in the stockade. I wanted to come home and see Mom and Daddy.